On to special recognitions, superintendent's recognitions.
Yes, definitely as stated in previous board meetings, this is my favorite part of board meetings, and tonight especially. I think back, although none of us were alive 100 years ago, but what did school look like 100 years ago? What did adult school, Sequoia Adult School, look like 100 years ago? So tonight we are celebrating the 100th year anniversary of our Sequoia Adult School. So we do have our director of adult school, Jonathan Fu, with us, along with some other staff, and they have put together a miraculous video also for our quick viewing. Jonathan, do you have the ability to share your screen?
I do. I also have a presentation.
Take it away.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Take it away.
Thank you so much. So thank you, Superintendent Leach. Good evening, Board of Trustees, staff, and attendees. So for Sequoia Adult School's 100-year celebration, we wanted to highlight our students' many successes. As you may know, many of our high school equivalency and diploma students are students originally from district high school sites. And it has been amazing to see students return to our school to continue their education 1 year, 5 years, and sometimes even 30 years after last attending high school. We also serve a large number of immigrants and English learners in our community, many of whom are some of the most in need of computer training, support in navigating the community, and academic preparation. Over the years, it has been a source of great pride for us to see students across all programs continue to achieve their goals through transitioning to community college, job training, and university. With that being said, I'd like to present the video that Crystal was mentioning. Sorry, let me make sure I'm sharing my sound correctly. Okay. So the adult school is a community. It's a place where people come to be able to access different future goals for themselves. The adult school is open to everybody. You know, we have all different types of people that come here. We don't deny anybody. We do everything that we can to help anybody.
I decided to come back to finish my high school equivalency. It's like, 30 years later. So it's never too late for anyone to come back to school. You can come back at any age. And it's something that I'm striving to do for myself as well as my family so I can achieve my goal.
Yeah, I have a lot of troubles to enter because a lot of people want to study at this school. And at that time, I didn't find a space. But I came and I say, okay, I have to go there, and I came many times. And then finally, when they get me as a student, I start my school and I meet a lot of professors who give me a lot of support. They teach me how to do things here because I didn't have any idea at that time.
So it's very important that this school continue because we serve a segment of our population that tends to be disenfranchised. Nobody else is really serving those students. So if you look at English as a second language students, there are really no programs out there teaching English at the level that we teach English to students.
We serve a lot of students that are highly, highly motivated, a lot of immigrants coming here just to start better lives for themselves. It's always amazing to me that people are going in and working like full-time jobs, supporting families. A lot of students still have the energy to come in and learn. A lot of students that have encountered some sort of difficulties or barriers in their lives, being able to sort of come and take that first step into getting the next step for their education.
This school is the starting place. This is the foundation. Then after that, the students can go to Cañada. They can take advanced ESL classes so that eventually, when the students finish the ESL program at Cañada, they're taking college level classes. And once they've achieved that level, they can go anywhere.
If I have to tell you about the support that I get from here, I get everything to transfer to the college. At that time, I didn't have any idea how to complete all my application and all the stuff for being at college. So this school provided me everything, all tools to continue with my education.
Thank you for letting us share that video. So I wanted to continue the presentation a little bit by recognizing some of our community partners. So of course, our student success would not have been possible without them, as they have provided essential support services and pathways for our students to continue to attain their education goals. So Kenyatta College, Job Train, and Renaissance are some of our major transition partners who serve many Sequoia Adult School graduates, the majority of our transitions going through them. I'd also wanted to recognize Vegan Outreach and Peninsula Food Runners, who have helped us address the barrier of food insecurity many of our students face. Upward Scholars, one of our biggest partners, has made a huge impact on our students enrolled in college by helping them get access to college tutors, free textbooks, and transportation scholarships. I also wanted to recognize San Mateo County Libraries, who have helped our students overcome one of the biggest barriers during the pandemic, accessing high-speed internet by providing free hotspots to our students. So some of you may know that about 6 years ago, the state mandated that regional community colleges and adult schools collaborate to create pathways and seamless transitions for students to get access to further education, to improve their economic mobility and ability to further integrate into their communities. A lot of the work that Sequoia Adult School has done these past 6 years is in partnership with the Consortium of Adult Schools and Community Colleges of San Mateo County. With that being said, I'd like to introduce Dr. Corinne Holder-Jackson, who is the Executive Director of our consortium, to say a few words to celebrate our centennial.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good evening, Superintendent Leach, trustees, and attendees. Thank you so much for this honor and opportunity to talk about our relationship with Sequoia Adult School. It is my privilege and pleasure to work with both Lionel Demain and Jonathan Fu for the past 5 years in helping to provide education and support for our population of students. It is really amazing to me to see that the mission, vision, and values of Sequoia Adult School are so readily applied in a servant leadership and also with adaptive leadership. I have found it is amazing to see the transition, the number of students who transition through this particular program. The students at the graduation, I'm looking and listening to their stories. I am inspired by the dedication that these employees and volunteers and the students themselves, the community that Sequoia has created for these students, the passion that they bring to our consortium meetings when we're talking about developing plans and programs and strategies for how we can further help our student populations. These are our communities as a collective through the region. And I have never just been amazed and just so delighted with the support that we've received. I really want to speak to the leadership that both Jonathan and Lionel have provided to the consortia. When the consortia was formed, we were really building this consortia from the ground up, as doing it as we go. The state is really working with us to define as we go along what that should really look like. But the strong leadership that was provided by Sequoia has really helped our consortia do better, go further, and really do more for our communities. I'm so excited about what the future will bring. And I'm so very excited that Jonathan has decided to accept the nomination to work alongside me and be co-director of our consortia. I'm so excited about the work that we can do and really what's going to happen for the students at Sequoia as they transition to community, to college, and to the workforce. Thank you again, Jonathan, and your staff. I love working with each and every one of you, and I really look forward to 2021 and 22, our program year, and as we start looking to develop our new 3-year strategy of how we will do better and really create a strong workforce for San Mateo County. Thank you again for all the hard work that you're doing. And thank you, board and superintendent, for allowing Sequoia to perform and operate at this level. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Corinne. In addition to celebrating our school centennial, tonight we wanted to recognize staff, teachers, and volunteers for their contributions to our students' success this past year. So I have 3 teachers and staff that I'd like to recognize. The first being Soledad Campos, who has, since taking on the testing and data technician position at Sequoia Adult School about 1.5 years ago, Soledad has learned many of the intricacies of the ever-changing data and accountability requirements of adult education reporting and funding. Additionally, during this past year of COVID, she has been instrumental in having our school be one of the first few sites offering HiSET and GED testing in our county during the pandemic. To be able to meet the needs of students during this difficult time, she's been creative in finding ways to balance her personal obligations with meeting the needs of our morning and evening students. Soledad has excellent rapport with our students and is always willing to find ways to support them during testing. She's always looking to perform at the highest capacity in her position. She is a problem solver, and she is extremely reliable and most of all, passionate about supporting all of our school community. So thank you, Soledad. I'd also like to talk about Sandra Sharp next, one of our high school equivalency instructors. During the beginning of the pandemic, Sandra really stepped up to manage the high school equivalency program to get all classes fully synchronous via Zoom by April of last year. Since then, she has made several improvements to the program, including a much improved process of tracking student progress to better target tiered support and interventions of students in the high school equivalency program. She also facilitated the development and implementation of a much more robust Canvas curriculum across all classes, and Sandra has mentored novice and veteran teachers throughout the whole process. Sandra is deeply compassionate and dedicated to our school community, and this is shown through the countless hours I see her spending with students outside of the classroom. Sandra has done much to further the school's mission of helping students achieve their personal and career goals. So thank you so much for all your hard work with everything, Sandra. Next, I'd like to recognize Jessica Bitt, one of our ESL instructors. Jessica has made a tremendous impact on getting our school to fully synchronous online learning by April of 2020. Jessica was our main Zoom trainer and mentor. And since then, she has been pivotal in updating our ESL course content to be delivered through Canvas to better support students in career and college transitions. In addition to leading technology training, Jessica took on the role of coordinating our volunteer program. Our volunteer program has since become much more robust and structured, which has led to more graduations and college transitions. Jessica is patient, innovative, and kind, as well as supportive, and she has been crucial in upholding our school's values of being a technology leader in adult education and putting students first. So in addition to recognizing our teachers and staff, we would like to recognize our volunteers who have done tremendous work supporting our students in the classrooms and on an individual basis. So Jessica will be saying a few words for our volunteers.
So it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to recognize our incredible volunteers at Sequoia Adult School. At our school, volunteers play a vital role in student success, providing our students with individualized instruction and the support they need. These 5 volunteers we would like to recognize have gone above and beyond the duty of a volunteer to tutor across programs and subjects and work with multiple groups and students, dedicating countless hours per week, all with the goal of helping students reach their educational and career goals. The first volunteer we would like to recognize is Jim Cornett. Jim is our star science tutor. He's only been with us for less than 4 months, yet he's helped numerous students pass the HiSET science exam. He's brought new life and energy to our science program, and students are lining up to work with him. Next, we would like to recognize Nancy Hollister. Nancy is our high school equivalency math tutor. She displays incredible patience and flexibility, meeting the students where they're at. She is always student-centered and is extremely successful at graduating students. We would also like to recognize Pam Von Weigand. Pam has been a high school equivalency tutor for the past 3 years, tutoring across all subjects. She has proven her dedication to our students, working as much as 35 hours a week or more with them. Pam never gives up on her students and does whatever it takes to support them in achieving their goals. Next, we would like to recognize Michael Echeverria. Mike volunteers 3 nights a week in our ESL Level 3 classes with 2 different teachers. On top of that, he works one-on-one with a high school diploma student teaching him science. He is such a valuable addition to our school as he is able to teach in both English and Spanish, and students have a profound amount of respect for him. And lastly, we would like to recognize Miss Christine Zavoli. Chris brings her enthusiasm and positive energy every week, leading the ESL conversation group. It continues to thrive and grow every semester. Chris is always willing to help out wherever is needed. She also does one-on-one tutoring in the high school equivalency program. Thank you to all of our amazing volunteers.
Thank you, Jessica. So finally, I'd like to recognize our staff and teachers for all the work they've done this past year. They've worked with students outside of the classroom, from encouraging students during these difficult times to volunteering during our school's evening grocery distributions. In particular, I'd like to thank our office staff for all of their tremendous work during this past year. Our staff continued to serve our students effectively when our school was closed and seamlessly streamlined new processes to register, orient, and transition students remotely. And of course, I am so proud of all the work of our teachers and all the work they've done to support our students this past year. All of our teachers have done amazing work transitioning our students to synchronous online learning. They've learned a tremendous amount of instructional technology in a short amount of time to engage students remotely. They've collaborated and supported each other more than ever during this difficult time. Teachers, thank you for all you do. So thank you, trustees, for your time and for the opportunity to recognize Sequoia Adult School Centennial, as well as the opportunity to recognize our staff, teachers, and volunteers. Thank you again.
Well, thank you for that presentation. And there are 2 pretty substantial components to it. And I'm kind of going to go backwards. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be presented with employees, volunteers, staff members who have been such substantial contributors to the success of our community and really bringing this vital component of the district's operation to life. I recall when joining the board 11 years ago in the midst of the Great Recession that we were talking about all of the cutting that was being done to budgets and how critical it was to preserve as much as we possibly could in the adult school, and discussion about what was the district's core mission and what was the distinction between educating high school age students and providing adult school services. And it was a clear understanding that emerged from those discussions that this was a meaningful core part of who we are and what we do in the district, and that this school really means so much beyond the 10,000 high school age students who we serve on our other campuses. And it's tremendous to be reminded of who is out there doing that work and making that happen for us. The other part to recognize, of course, is 100 years of history. For me, this has been an extraordinary week. This is actually my second 100-year celebration this week. Last weekend, I had the privilege of attending a 100th birthday party of a cousin of mine. And the range of people throughout the family whose lives she had impacted and the depth with which their lives were charged with her presence was astounding. And we recognized that during the afternoon's gathering. The depth of the impact of our adult school over the past 100 years on this community is absolutely incalculable. What we've seen tonight is a small glimpse of the ways in which that impact is present and ongoing today. Thanks to the continuing great work of everybody who's been involved, everybody who is honored tonight, and the people who preceded them in those roles. This is a core part of the fabric of the Mid-Peninsula and the success that our education system is able to bring to our communities. This is vital work that is being done brilliantly. And all we can do is applaud and continue to support and ask for your good grace in continuing to do this work for us all. So I thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Sarver.
Shanice, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, just want to thank you for that wonderful presentation. Before coming on the board, I really worked with families who accessed your resources as a way to gain their GED or their high school equivalent. So I'm just very impressed to see from this end the work that you're doing and the amount of students that you're serving. So thank you for sharing your story with all of us. It's just nice to see that there's other parts of our school. We think about our comprehensive schools, our small schools, but it's really nice to highlight our adult school. So thank you.
Thank you.